Hi everyone, welcome to Potluck Food Talks. Today we have a special episode on bizarre food experiences and eating on a budget on places that you won't find on the internet in San Sebastian. I'm here with my friend Jon Mujika.
Hello, hi everyone.
So I remember this one time Jon brought me to this place. That's one of the most surrealistic experiences I've had going out to eat. It was this Chinese restaurant, but here in San Sebastian. So we walk in, you see all this Chinese decoration with dragons and Chinese letterings and everything. But then everybody was like Latino working there. They were from Nicaragua, if I'm not wrong. And they were like, we bought the place and we started here like just making food from our country. And I remember I really felt like I was like in the middle of the Caribbean because this typical fried fish you find in a Caribbean beach with patacones and this kind of coleslaw salad in that Chinese restaurant in San Sebastian for super cheap.
Yeah. Well, the story is like this Chinese restaurant was around the corner where I used to live. And, I used to go there when I got late from work. And they have like, this €5 noodle topper, which obviously they were not great, but it was like €5. I just want to put some food in my stomach. So I don't know how come I went there with you and something felt like kind of odd inside. Okay, these are not Chinese people working here. I said, I want to have the noodles. No, we only have fried chicken. No, we are Nicaraguan. Now we serve fried chicken here and patacones and stuff. This is kind of Nicaraguan food. And I said, okay, why not? And funny thing was that it still looked like a Chinese restaurant. So I said, okay, did you open I think I asked them you open like a couple of days ago? No, we've been open for 2 months. And I was like, all right. And where do you have all the Chinese stuff hanging there? We didn't have time for that. In 2 months, and the place was kind of empty. All right. But best thing, the food was good.
It was super good and super cheap. I actually got a delivery a couple of times, and then it's like getting super authentic Latino food.
Yeah, and ultimately they opened like a second place in the city. It's simple Nicaraguan food. Maybe you can get for €10 a big plate with fried chicken, patacones, salad, Nicaraguan cheese, whatever. And it does the trick. The best thing is the name. I think it's called Chicken World, something like that. Chicken World #1, and then they opened another one. It was called Chicken World #2. But the funny thing is the second place used to be a Japanese restaurant.
Yeah, they did it. They took the Japanese place and transformed it into...
They kept all the decoration. No, they didn't transform a shit. They just started serving different food. I don't know if it was Japanese or Korean, because on the tables they have this, this grills. I think it's Korean, right? So they still keep the grills in the middle. They don't use them, of course.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but it's funny that they take over a Chinese place. They change totally the food, but they keep the decoration. Then they take over a Japanese place and they serve the same food that they serve in the Chinese place, but they keep the Japanese decoration.
It's a low budget concept for sure.
Yeah. I usually when I go there, I'm the only local. It's Latino people, which is it's a good sign.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What's the deal with eating and casinos or this place that you can play with these machines and roulettes and different casino games?
That's a bit controversial topic. There's casino kind of chain here, and next colleague of mine I was working as a driver, and he started working there, and he told me they have only 3 or 4 small casinos here in the city, and they have a chef who just goes through all the casinos to teach the workers there how to prepare food. And this food is for free for gamblers. And they're actually very good pinchos. They don't charge any money for that, because imagine how much money they make, with all these gamblers, playing slot machines, whatever. And the pinchos are actually great, but I wouldn't recommend to go there, because I guess you're going to end up paying way more money there than in a real bar, because they give it for free for a reason.
Nah, for sure. And there's a lot of, I guess, money laundering in those places going.
Well, I don't think they need that. They make so much money that maybe they don't even need that. I mean, actually, I got to know the owner of this company who has casinos, and they go twice a year to Las Vegas just to see how things work there, to try to make even more money here. But I think we're digressing here. So yeah. But I would recommend to go there for pinchos. Absolutely. Pinchos are good, but You're going to be a sinner if you go there.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, because you're like the most knowledgeable person I know, like, where do you go for lunch that you think this is a good deal? You get this or that much?
All right. For me, best deal is like this Hogar del Jubilados. It's kind of a senior house for retired people, like where old people live.
Yeah.
And they usually have like a menú del día. I don't know how much it is now because I haven't been there since prices skyrocketed with inflation, but it used to be like €8 for 2-course meal, like two dishes plus dessert plus a bottle of wine, and actually like very good home cooked food, and for €8 you could get like 5 first dishes, 5 seconds, whatever, fresh fish, meat, whatever, for €8 plus dessert. But that's actually like the golden rule here in San Sebastian. If you go somewhere and you see old people eating there, it means like food is good because you can't bullshit them with this gastro bar things or whatever. And of course, there are old people there because it's a senior house, but people who go there just for the food. And it's like affordable, good, simple food. That's what you want like during the week. You're not going there to impress your date or whatever.
Since we're already talking, we have to talk about what happened last Monday. Was it Monday?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Monday. The Korean guy.
Man, this was so crazy. Like, I even wrote an article about it. Everybody at work is talking about this. Like, hey, man, have you heard about this Korean place that opened? They closed because it was way too successful. And it's related to a Korean reality show here in San Sebastian. Mm-hmm. And they delivering real good food. And everybody was talking about it. So I sent the info also to John. We were chatting and then he tells me he went there, and it was really how was that first experience? Can you describe the?
Actually, like it was great. I think they opened like the place we went to, but apparently it got so busy, so they closed and they opened like a smaller one in the old town. And when I went there was nobody in there, and I think they are like it was kind of this kind of izakaya but Korean, like small tapas. And I think there were like 5 or 6 different dishes for €2 each, and it was like the best Korean food I've ever had. I went there in the first place because you can't find any Korean food in the city. I had no idea what the whole concept was. And then we found out like there was like super famous Korean chef preparing the food. And he even like did like special dish for the people that were there. And it was actually great. It was fucking great. And we paid like, I don't know, like for 2 people, like €20. Yeah, you were surrounded by cameras, but who cares? They're gonna screen it in Korea. So whatever. But one thing I found out with you is that there are like mics on the table, which I didn't know. So all our conversations were being recorded.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like then on Monday, John calls me, today is last day of this Korean pop-up. So I had to go. So we go there, and once you enter the restaurant, on each corner, there were these cameras because this was all part of our reality show. That's the reason why the food was so cheap. So we started making this view. There was already this lady she was complaining about, but I had a reservation and what's the guest list and why I'm not in the first place. And at some point, whatever, we got our food, we got our place, and we ended up in front of that lady.
Yeah, she was like a groupie in her 50s, whatever, of BTS, which I kind of know this band. I mean, I don't know anything about their music, but I think it's the most famous K-pop boy band of all time. This woman was a character, and thing is, she told us like this: the chef that could bring the food is like the most famous chef in Korea. So like
exactly, she was excited. Like this is the most famous chef in Korea. And she shows us a picture.
Yeah, I was like fine, but she didn't know the name because she was just a fan of the boy band. So I just Googled like Korean famous chef, and it was the first chef that comes up like in Google, and it was fucking true. It was like the fucking Arguiñano of Korea, serving like €2 plates.
Number 18 most millionaire person in Korea, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
And I was cooking there like not that day, but the day before it was just cooking there in front of people. And yeah, even the waiters and the chef, they had like these necklaces with cameras, with GoPros. And yeah, we were talking and the lady tells us, oh yeah, by the way, all this like the decoration at the middle of the table, there was like a little plastic bar or something. And this is filled with microphones and cameras. So probably our conversation was recorded, and if we said something really funny, we'll end up in a Korean reality show.
I'm just looking up the name of the chef. Baek Young-won. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever. Food was great. No surprise.
Yeah, and you told me once about like a super good deal for lunch at Casa Galicia. What was that?
Yeah,
Exactly?
well, Casa Galicia is like a place that's been going on for, I don't know, decades here. And there's a one of the best menu del dias in the city. I mean, do you have to spend what a menu del dia is? It's a kind of a set price menu, you know, you know what it is. You can explain it better than me.
Yeah, like a business lunch, like with a fixed price.
Yeah, 2 courses, dessert, plus bottle of wine, whatever you want to drink. Yeah, it's not one of the cheapest one in the city, but very good food. Yeah, that's for sure.
But you would get like octopus with potatoes for lunch for like what? For like 10 euros or something like that?
No. It's still more expensive. I think it's like 16, 17 euros right now. Yeah. But it's definitely worth the price.
Tell me the story about that time at the film festival that you walk into the bar of Maria Cristina. How was that exactly?
No, you know, the film festival that it's actually going on right now in the Donosti, I think it started yesterday. The most famous film festival in Spain, I think like after Berlinale and Cannes is like the most important in Europe.
And when the festival is going on, you will see like any major movie star just walking here in the city. Like, you know, Tom Cruise, Steven Spielberg, Woody Allen.
In this city, there's always been only one 5-star hotel, and this is where all the stars, you know, will go of the film festival. And people will just like wait outside for, I don't know, 12, 20 hours just to take a picture. So I was like kind of drunk, and after the bars closed, I said, let's have a drink in the bar of the hotel. Like just go, like if you will be fucking, you know, guests there. And we just got in, like, you know, on the fucking red carpet, and yeah, we had some drinks in the bar with how's the name of the director of Sixth Sense, whatever, this Indian director. Anyway, doesn't have much to do with food, but
no, but I mean that's like a super nice bar. I've been there a couple of times. Big price. Now they changed the whole decoration. I think inspired in a dress of Jackie Kennedy or something like that. It's like this blue color. And you get like really classic cocktails, like for 20 euros, but they're really good cocktails. Since we're already talking about cocktails and like secret places and San Sebastian, have you ever been to Black Peaks?
Oh, yeah. I was there once. It's kind of, you know, to get in, they make it look kind of secret. So you have to send like a WhatsApp message and they give you a code and you have to dial the code on the door. And then you get in and you have this, you know, Italian mixologist, whatever, who, I mean, I don't want to talk shit about anyone, but he was kind of, you know, talking too much. So there were good cocktails.
Yeah, I went with Per Berling. He's like a super cool food writer from Berlin and his friends. They brought me there and they were the one who went through this whole thing. And they were like, this is the nerdiest mixologist we've ever seen. Like the guy was really nerdy. The cocktails were also nice, but it was not like for me like a super memorable place. Like it was just nice and that's it. Like I enjoyed it, you know.
Yeah. So did I. But it's mostly show there. Like I think for me the best place for cocktails in Donosti right now it's Around, which is like in the old town. And they have very good cocktails, actually cheaper than there. And these guys do it very well around in the old town, like next to the pier. Yeah,
just to close the episode, I also want to mention like Jon, he has like a burger joint here in San Sebastian, and they do nose to tail. So they buy like whole animals and process the whole thing until they get the burgers, like the potatoes are fried in cow's fat. They do their own brioche buns for the burger and sauces and everything. Like, well, why don't you talk a little bit about your plate, man?
Well, yeah, I'm not the chef, but you know, like my chef and partner Adam, he comes from LA, so he actually moved here to San Sebastian to open this restaurant because they're like old traditional LA style hamburgers. You know, we do only use like old cow meat, like at least 8 year old. And we do everything in house, like the buns and everything. And the funny story or the interesting story about it is like he moved here because he told me like when 50, 60 years ago, like the hamburgers in LA were like really good because there were a lot of gardens there. So they had like fresh vegetables and stuff. But LA right now it's like everything concrete. There are no gardens. So you can get fresh vegetables. So the burgers right now, they're like more meat, not so well balanced. So he thought like, where can I get like fresh vegetables and very cool like grass meat, cows that eat grass actually. So he said he moved here because of that. And we have our small garden and We got like meat from local cows, and since we are conscious, like it's very important for us to be like sustainable. So as you said, we got like the whole egg of a cow, whatever, but we use everything out of it. We use the fat for frying potatoes or the meat itself for grilling it. We do like a very good stock with a bone. Sometimes we have bone marrow also. You name it. So he even does like with the fat, he does like the soap that we use for washing dishes. Yeah.
That's amazing. And it's super cool.
So yeah, that's it. But I'm just a bartender.
That's it for this week's episode of Potluck Food Talks. If you like what we're doing, make sure to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok as Potluck Food Talks. The show airs every Monday.